Hey guys, so I just got back from work like 20 minutes ago, 15, 20 minutes ago, and now I'm about to react to Llama Arts. He has not uploaded in I think 2 months now, or 3, and this one's actually almost 11 minutes, which is kind of surprising because I expect there to be like 3 to 6 maybe. That's like 3/4 of a Mr. Eimer video, but I mean, you know, whatever. It was uploaded 6 hours ago, a creepy deep web story 2 animated. So, it sounds good. It's 11 minutes of animated Llama Arts, so let's not complain now. But yeah, let's get into it. Make sure the volume's up. I'm not gonna hear shit. Turn this shit upside down. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, boom. There you go. Kind of nervous. I don't know what to expect, to be honest. Creepy deep web story 2.
I was 26 years old, and I was unemployed. Feeling unfulfilled by the monotony of a job life, I decided I would try my hand at working from home. So my days and nights comprised me of surfing the internet for any jobs I could get. I was a big procrastinator, so more often than not I'd stray away and waste time doing other things.
Same.
One day, I came across talk about the deep web while on Reddit. I felt amused by the people talking about it as if it was something so scary, and decided I'd look into it.
Okay.
It was stupid of me to go on it in the first place, but I made it even sillier by deciding to check it out late at night. It was about 2 a.m. and I came across a website where you could chat with someone anonymously.
That girl's
The person
creepy.
I got was a woman. She was in her early 20s and very pretty. She sat with her head in her hands, looking playful into the webcam while batting her eyes. I had no desire to turn my camera on and started our chat, thinking that while I didn't come across anything scary, I could befriend this pretty girl. It sounded like a better deal anyway. She told me to turn the camera on, but I ignored that request and tried to get her to talk. She finally did after some prodding, but I noticed how guarded she was. I also noticed how after every message I sent, her eyes would look off camera, either to her side or somewhere behind her computer.
Someone's with her.
After a while, it started getting annoying, so I asked her if someone else was there with her.
Yes.
I want to see you first.
She said. Up until now, I'd been chatting while she'd answered my questions verbally. I'm not that curious,
Don't be scared.
she said, laughing, this time looking behind the laptop again and making a face that seemed to indicate she was laughing at my expense. Someone
Someone's
else. This is getting boring. It feels like I'm not just talking to you.
there. You're not.
That's because you're not. You're talking to all of us.
See?
Who else is there?
Turn your camera on.
Is this a joke?
Turn it on.
Okay, I'll be leaving now.
Turn on the camera.
Her laughter was almost piercing by now. There was nothing humorous about the situation.
Kinda creepy.
Yet she threw her head back with riotous
Oh
laughter.
my god.
I'd had enough and moved the
Look how
cursor
so
over
funny.
to turn the chat box off when I saw the cursor had jammed. The only thing that was working was the chat box, and I still had access to the keyboard.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
Her gumdrop
Yeah,
filled voice was louder
she's
than
somehow
before,
controlling the laptop.
and I moved my gaze up to see her smiling toothfully at the camera. Her face still beautiful, but the smile completely fake. My computer's crashed. I can't see the screen. Sorry. I lied. I didn't want her to know I had no option but to chat.
Yeah.
Her screen flashed before going blank. There was nothing there but a black screen. I felt relieved, thinking that at least I didn't need to talk to her while I tried to figure out what happened to the screen. Just then, a chat message popped up.
Open the damn camera.
The aggressiveness in the message frightened me. Now, the fact that I couldn't see her face while she typed this made me feel nervous.
Yeah.
I didn't dare reply back, but then the cursor moved. I
Oh.
watched shell-shocked as the cursor twirled
It's gonna
around
go
the
to connect
screen.
now.
Open the camera now.
I
She's
still
somehow
didn't
controlling
make
a
a
laptop
move.
somehow.
There was no way anything good would be waiting for me if I did what she asked.
Put tape over the camera.
The screen began flickering, as if a virus was causing the computer to writhe in agony.
Do you want me to find you?
My heart raced. Could it be possible she knew where I was? I started typing. Please stop bothering me.
Then turn on the fucking camera.
By this point, I thought she was some kind of sadist.
Shit.
Got her kicks by scaring unassuming people in
Your
chat
camera's gonna
rooms.
turn on soon. I'm telling you it
So I
is.
obliged and turned the webcam on.
There it is.
I saw my frightened face staring into the screen. Judging by my face, my attempts at looking tough were painfully unsuccessful. I asked around for the girl looking straight into the camera,
There.
telling her I did what she wanted and to stop hacking into my computer. There were several seconds of silence. I kept my stare directed to the little box
This
that
is a
showed
good
the
story.
camera feed, but it was pitch black. I motioned into the camera in confusion, feeling as if she was messing with me now. Then I saw another message.
This
Look
is
here.
After a
Look
few
here.
seconds of staring at those words, I looked back at her camera, but my computer instantly malfunctioned, and I received another message.
Look here. Don't look up.
The chat was filled with nonsensical gibberish.
Whoa.
She typed with such ferocious speed, my screen whirled away with her constant messages.
She's trying to
I
like
couldn't understand what was
find
going
him or
on,
something somehow.
but I didn't look up. My patience ran thin, and I wrote back, "What is this supposed to mean?"
Yeah.
Her response came. I read only the letters in bold and shuddered. I looked
Look
back into
up.
her webcam, and I fell back into my chair,
Whoa, shit.
my eyes widening. She was back there, only her face looked completely demented.
Now she's mad
She
now.
had a savage expression, devoid of emotion, but her eyes were almost popping out of their sockets, and she was huffing
What's
as if she
happening?
had extreme amounts of pent-up rage.
What is happening?
The way she looked directly into the camera made me feel she despised me with all of her being. There
I
was
can't
no
look at it.
amusement there anymore. Her camera went blank again. Then the chat popped up.
Look up.
My heart
Up where?
stopped
Like,
again.
what do you...
For a split second, there had been the same blackness, only for the lights to come back on. She wasn't alone anymore. There was a man next to her
Okay, she
with
wasn't
a black
alone ever.
mask on. He made no movements other
What's
than
that?
look into the camera like the girl. The girl's neck
Whoa.
creaked to her side. It looked like it was causing her pain. And then the lights went out again. The chat resumed. This time, I screamed in fright and fell off my chair. There was another man with them now. He was standing next to the girl with the original one on the other side. This man
those
had the
ties?
same mask on, but his hands were grasping the
I
girl's
can't
shoulders.
see. I can't see. It's too dark for me.
Even with the subpar quality of the webcam, I could see the force with which the man dug his hands into the girl. It looked like he could rip her in two. The girl, however, had a huge grin on her face. Her eyes were
She
mad
likes
with
that?
glee, or so it looked. Her teeth were perfectly lined up as her mouth spread into that toothy grin, but I could see she was in pain. Even with the smallest sign
That
of
would
her
hurt
smile
her.
fading, the man clenched his hands even tighter than before, which made her smile even wider. All three of them were shaking, as if it was extremely cold where they were.
What is going on?
After a couple seconds, I realized they were shuddering, like trying to hold back laughter. "What are you laughing at?" I
Exactly.
yelled into the
What's
screen.
happening, man?
They didn't answer,
What's
but continued to tremor with concealed hilarity.
Oh my god.
"What is so damn funny?" I bellowed. They stopped shaking. Within a couple seconds, the screen went black again. When it turned back on, the man no longer grasped the girl's shoulder.
Now they're pointing
Neither
behind him.
was she smiling.
Toward him
All
or behind
three
him.
pointed into the camera.
Someone's behind him.
Upon a closer look, I understood that they weren't pointing at me.
Someone's behind
They
him.
were pointing behind me. I didn't need to look back. I could see myself in the webcam.
Yeah, someone's behind you,
There
friend.
was someone peeking from behind me. It was another man in a mask. And according to what I saw in my webcam, he was with me in my room, right behind me. I turned around quickly, but saw nothing where I had seen him in the webcam.
What?
I turned back towards the screen and, to my bewilderment, saw a third man in the girl's chat box. It was the same man I had just seen standing in my room.
What?
Now, all three had their hands on the girl,
Oh my god.
gripping tight. The girl wasn't laughing anymore. She had a look of utter devastation. A tear was dropping from her eye, but it wasn't just a tear. It was blood trickling down her eye socket. She then mouthed the words, "Help me," and the next second she screamed as if her lungs were being ripped off as the screen went black. I immediately got up and pulled the plug out of my computer and backed out of the room. For a couple seconds, I swear I heard her screams, even though the computer was unplugged. The room went quiet, but I was too devastated to stay there and ran out of my house despite it being 3 a.m. I caught a cab and went over to my friends, who had to talk me down for an hour before I could be calmed. I returned back to my house with my friend a day later. Everything was the same, and after thoroughly checking around the house, we concluded that there was no one there, nor was there a sign of anyone ever having broken in. I've never gone back to the deep web. My friend suggested it might have been some prank by computer hackers, but the way that girl shrieked, the terror she had on her face, it convinced me she had been a victim herself. I'd wondered if I had stayed on for longer, if I would have become a victim too. Could those men have found me? Was there really someone in the room with me? There was nothing I could do, because there was nothing concrete to report to the police. What I did do was throw the computer out and buy a new one. There was no way I could even open it back up after what happened.
Yeah. Alright, well that was a good story, to be honest. Like, that was crazy. Like, I didn't... Like, it felt really long, and I like that, to be honest. Like, it was a nice long story for once, because usually they're short. Okay, where do I start? Okay. So you effed up yourself by going on the deep web, so that's obviously your fault just by itself. Don't do it. Just don't do it. That's it. Don't do it, and you're fine. You're fine. Just don't do it, and you're fine. Like, during that video, I kind of had me looking at my camera like, is there anyone behind me? Is there anyone outside my window or something? Like, but yeah. So I feel like she was saying look up, because at first I was like look up, like above me, like at the ceiling, but then he was looking up. So it's like he wanted. It's like she was signaling him to help her in a way. I don't know why she wanted him to turn the camera on though. It's like she was being controlled by those guys. That's what I'm kind of thinking. It's like she was controlled by them, and they were forcing her to like do stuff, and they were forcing her to like whatever the hell she was doing. I hope she's okay. I don't know how the hell she ended up there, but like where she was, what that place was, how she even got there, why there was like 3-4 guys behind her. So I'm still kind of confused, but what I'm thinking is they made her do that, and they somehow hacked into his computer and made his camera turn on and stuff. And I feel like they kind of just made it appear like someone was behind him, but no one actually was, because they had it hacked, right? So it's kind of like they put an image on the screen just to make it look like it, but then when you turn on, there's nothing there, right? So it's kind of like they hacked into it. It doesn't really make total sense though. Like, a girl's there randomly, a few guys are controlling what she does, hacked into the computer somehow, made the camera turn on. I don't know what their whole, like, I have no idea what that whole thing was like for though. Like, I don't know what that, like, I don't know what the goal was there. I have no idea what the goal was there for the guy or for the girl. Like, I just feel like she was being controlled by someone. I hope she's okay. I hope those guys are suffering or something. Like, I hope they're caught or something, you know what I mean? Because that shit is scary. Not safe, obviously. I don't know how the hell, like, I don't know what you guys, I don't know what you guys think about it, but I'm kind of confused. Just from what I see, it's like she was being controlled. She was trying to say, help me. It's like he wanted her, it's like he kept saying look up just so he could see that there was people behind, maybe to get help or something. It could have been a prank, yes, but it didn't seem too real to be a prank, but it always could be a prank. But it's like she was signaling for him to help her, which is scary. So I hope that girl's okay. I hope she got like psychological help or emotional help if she's okay still. And I hope those guys are suffering in jail or something, or I hope they got caught or something, or if it was a prank, that's a dark and twisted prank. And yes, I said dark and twisted because, like, you know, that's what I thought of, because like the channel Dark and Twisted. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys did like this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Like, if you have any theories about it. But what I said, I think. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.